here, aka Brenbo. Hey guys, what's up, friend here, aka Brenbo. Hey guys, what's up, friend here, aka Brenbo. And today, hey guys, what's up? Brendan here, aka Brenbo, and we're back in the car. It's been a while, hasn't it? Well, today I'm going to talk about a very, very talked about topic, and about everyone does it. And it's the top 5 cars you should get for your first car. And all of these cars are going to be enthusiast cars, so they're going to be a little bit more expensive, but it's going to be $10,000 and under. So most of these cars are all of them are $10,000 and under. But that's a good price range, I think, because no one really spends over $10,000, and $10,000 is getting up there. So I thought it's like the perfect range, kind of, if you know what I mean. Some of these cars I'm going to say are a little bit more expensive to maintain, but might be cheaper. So obviously German cars and things like that, like Audi, Porsche, BMW, they're going to be more expensive to maintain because they're just German and they're just a more expensive car. So there's only one, but I'm just telling you, it's going to be more expensive. To start out, a Nissan 350Z. This is a very famous car because it has a decent amount of horsepower and it's rear-wheel drive. So you can have fun and have lots of power. And it came out for a long time, actually. Then they went to the 370. But if you get, like, I think a 2007 or newer, it has the dual intakes on the engine. So therefore, it just looks better. And then I think you get more horsepower out of that. Well, I know that motor produces more horsepower because it's the more high revving motor. So it gives you a little bit more horsepower. But that's 2007 and above. But 2006 and below are getting really cheap, actually. They're getting very, very cheap. And those are very, very fun cars. 2 seats, 2 doors, rear-wheel drive, about 300 horsepower. And they're not too expensive to maintain because it's a Nissan, which I'm not trying to diss Nissan, but they're not that expensive to maintain. So it's actually a very good first car, unless you live in like very snowy conditions. Then it's not the best because it's rear-wheel drive, snow, that does not go together good. So next is a car that shares the same engine as the 350Z, and that's the Infiniti G35. And these are very popular also for the fact that rear-wheel drive, have a lot of horsepower, 2-door. It's basically the same thing as the 350Z, but it's Infiniti. So it just matters what brand you want to go with, and just, I guess, what the look you want, because they look a little bit different. The interiors are a little bit different, so it just matters what you want to go with. And they're both about the same price, relatively cheap to fix. So there's another consideration. So next, a Honda S2000. These are crazy popular among the car culture. Just about everyone knows what they are. Well, same with all these other cars, but this is like one of the mainstream cars. So the Honda S2000, rear-wheel drive. It comes in only convertible, but you can convert it to a hardtop with a kit. It's a little bit more expensive, but it's a very small car. Doesn't weigh much, and it has the most horsepower from a naturally aspirated 4-cylinder, which is pretty cool. So it's not slow, even though it has a 4-cylinder, and that doesn't mean anything once again, but it's so light that it's pretty fast. And then the odometer, which is pretty cool, is it's all digital. So for like the low year it's all digital. So they don't make the Honda S2000 sadly anymore, but you can get those under $10,000 with a good deal and with a low year. And these are relatively cheap to repair too, because Honda is not very expensive to repair. And they don't really have much problems, I've heard of. But a lot of people swap out engines in them just because it's such a great chassis and they're so light. So you can do a lot of stuff with an S2000. And I recommend those deeply too. And those are very good for just about anything besides snow once again. You can drift them, they're good for straight lines, therefore it's just a great car. So the next car, a little bit more expensive to maintain because it's German. And it was a lot more expensive from the dealer, so that explains a lot, but somehow they're very cheap now. And that's only if you get low years. So like I'm talking like 2000, 1999, 1998, but they still look very good. And that's the Porsche Boxster. And that's basically Porsche's cheapest car. Comes in a convertible only. That's why it's the Boxster, because it's a convertible. And you can get that in a 6-cylinder. It's actually pretty quick. It has like 600, I mean, not 600. It has about 260 horsepower. And that car is also very light, because it's very small, like my car actually. And it's a convertible, which weighs it down a little bit, but it's still a very light car. And you get the luxury of a Porsche, you get the looks, and you get just Brembos, you get everything that a Porsche would offer, which is sick for under $10,000, which is surprising. When I looked this up, I was surprised deeply, because you get a Porsche for $10,000 or less. And as you guys know, rear-wheel drive, like all the other cars I've mentioned, it's a great car. Porsche's handling is amazing, and it's probably the best car on this list. It's just a little bit more expensive. Last on the list, if you guys didn't know already or was wondering if it's gonna be on here, yes it is. A Mazda Miata. So a Mazda Miata, probably the most common car just because they're so cheap, and it's rear-wheel drive. Super small, convertible. Once again, can get a hardtop if you want, a little bit more expensive, but they are not the fastest car. They have exactly the same engine as this, but not with a turbo. So 1.8 liter, 4-cylinder. And it produces, I think, about 120 horsepower. It depends on the year, but for a good, very good, cheap car, get like in the 1990s. That's when they're super cheap. You can get them like even $4,000, $3,000, just because they're so cheap. That didn't really make sense, did it? Because they're so old and there's just so much of them. So rear-wheel drive, convertible, super small. They're kind of quick just because they're so light. They're probably one of the lightest cars there are. Weighs about 2,500 pounds. Now think about that. 2,500 pounds. A Mustang are therefore 3,500 pounds. My car 2,800 pounds, and I thought my car was light. So you got this crazy light car, 120 horsepower, which doesn't seem to be that slow, just because it's so light. And you can do burnouts and stuff like that. It has enough power to do that, so don't be worried about power. And you can do so much upgrades to these things. You can do swaps. Tons of people do engine swaps on these because they're light, like the S2K, like I said. And when you put a big engine in it, it really wakes it up really fast. Really popular drift car and track car. People say it feels like a go-kart. They're just that small, and you don't even really need coils, and you can just whip it around super easy. And when you put coils, it's just a complete corner monster. It's not really meant for straight lines out of the dealer, obviously, because of the horsepower, but it attacks corners like no other car. So there you go, guys. There are 5 cars for your first car, for a car enthusiast to put in mind. I know that a lot of you guys might be tight with money and can't afford some of these, but save up. It's completely worth it for sure. All these will put a smile on your face. You won't be disappointed at all. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a like if it helped you decide on your next car, and subscribe if you want more videos like this and mods on the TT. And I will see you guys later. Peace